Frontotemporal dementia is a complex and often misunderstood condition that can have a profound impact on both individuals and their families. Unlike Alzheimer's disease, which typically starts with memory loss, frontotemporal dementia often begins with subtle yet significant changes in personality and behavior. This makes early detection challenging, as loved ones might dismiss these changes as mere phases or midlife crises. Recent news of actor Bruce Willis's diagnosis has brought much-needed attention to this condition, shedding light on its serious implications and the need for awareness. In this video, we'll explore the intricacies of frontotemporal dementia and, more importantly, the 10 early signs you should never ignore. Understanding these signs could be crucial in getting timely support and care for yourself or someone you love. Before we dive in, I want to invite you to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends and family. Your support helps us reach more people who might benefit from this important information. Have you noticed any unusual behavior changes in your loved ones? What part of the world are you tuning in from? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll not only be equipped with knowledge that could change lives, but I'll also share a special takeaway that can help you or someone you know navigate this challenging journey with greater confidence. Let's get started. Part 1. 10 early signs of frontotemporal dementia to watch for. 1. Personality changes. This is often the first and most noticeable sign. Someone with frontotemporal dementia might start acting in ways that seem out of character. A shy person might suddenly become outgoing. A kind person might become rude or insensitive. An ambitious person might lose all interest in their career. These changes can be subtle at first. You might just feel like something is off about the person but not be able to put your finger on exactly what. Pay attention to that feeling. Our intuition about people we're close to is often right, even if we can't articulate why. The key is to look for changes that are persistent and out of character. We all have bad days or go through phases, but if someone's personality seems to have shifted in a lasting way, that's worth paying attention to. 2. Loss of empathy. This is a specific type of personality change that's particularly common in frontotemporal dementia. Someone might stop reacting appropriately to other people's emotions. They might seem cold or different when a friend is upset, or they might laugh at inappropriate times, like when someone gets hurt. This loss of empathy can be really painful for family and friends. It can feel like the person you knew is disappearing, replaced by someone who doesn't care about others' feelings. But it's important to remember that this isn't a choice they're making, it's the disease affecting their brain. 3. Socially inappropriate behavior. As the disease progresses, some people with frontotemporal dementia start to lose their social inhibitions. They might say offensive things, make inappropriate comments, or violate other social norms. This can be really embarrassing for family members. You might find yourself constantly apologizing for your loved one's behavior. But again, it's crucial to remember that this isn't the person choosing to act this way, it's the disease. 4. Lack of judgment. People with frontotemporal dementia often start making poor decisions, especially about money. They might suddenly start gambling, giving away large sums of money, or falling for obvious scams. This can be financially devastating for families. It's often necessary to take over managing finances for someone with frontotemporal dementia, even in the early stages. But this can be tricky to do without causing conflict, especially if the person doesn't realize anything is wrong. 5. Apathy. While some people with frontotemporal dementia become more disinhibited, others go in the opposite direction. They might lose interest in things they used to care about: hobbies, work, relationships. Nothing seems to matter anymore. This apathy can look a lot like depression, and indeed many people with frontotemporal dementia are initially misdiagnosed with depression. The key difference is that depression usually comes with feelings of sadness or guilt, while people with frontotemporal dementia often don't seem distressed by their apathy, they just don't care. 6. Compulsive or ritualistic behavior. Some people with frontotemporal dementia develop strange compulsions or rituals. They might need to do things in a very specific order or become fixated on certain activities. For example, someone might suddenly start collecting random objects or need to walk the exact same road every day, or they might develop eating rituals, like needing to eat foods in a specific order. These behaviors can be frustrating for caregivers, but trying to stop them often just causes agitation. It's usually better to accommodate them as much as possible, as long as they're not harmful. 7. Changes in eating habits. Speaking of eating, changes in diet are common in frontotemporal dementia. Some people develop strong cravings, especially for sweet foods. Others might overeat, forgetting when they last ate. And some lose the ability to know when they're full, eating far more than they need. On the flip side, some people with frontotemporal dementia lose interest in food altogether. They might need to be reminded to eat or only want to eat the same thing every day. These changes can lead to significant weight gain or loss. They can also cause conflicts around mealtimes, which can be stressful for caregivers. 8. Difficulty with complex tasks. In the early stages of frontotemporal dementia, basic memory often remains intact, but complex thinking can become difficult. Someone might struggle to plan a trip, manage their finances, or follow a complicated recipe. This can be particularly noticeable at work. A person who was once a star employee might start making mistakes or falling behind. They might have trouble adapting to new systems or technologies. Often, people try to hide these difficulties at first. They might make excuses or find ways to avoid complex tasks. But over time, these problems become harder to conceal. 9. Language problems. For some people with frontotemporal dementia, language is one of the first things affected. This can show up in different ways, such as trouble finding the right words. We all have moments where a word is on the tip of our tongue, but for someone with frontotemporal dementia, this happens more often. They might use words incorrectly. They may substitute an incorrect but related word, like saying chair instead of table. Losing the meaning of words over time. Some people lose understanding of what words mean, especially less common words. Speaking less. Some people gradually talk less and less, eventually becoming nearly mute. Echoing. Some people start to echo what others say, repeating back phrases or questions instead of answering them. These language problems can be incredibly frustrating both for the person experiencing them and for those trying to communicate with them. It often takes a lot of patience and creativity to find new ways of communicating. 10. Lack of self-awareness. Perhaps the most challenging aspect of frontotemporal dementia is that people with the disease often don't realize anything is wrong. They might acknowledge specific problems, like struggling to find words, but they don't see the bigger picture of how they've changed. This lack of awareness can make it really hard to get someone to seek medical help. They might get angry if you suggest something is wrong or come up with alternative explanations for their behavior. If you find these stories inspiring and they motivate you to take action, please comment 9. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time. Part 2. Importance of early diagnosis and care. It's important to note that not everyone with frontotemporal dementia will show all these signs. The disease can manifest differently in different people, and many of these symptoms can also be caused by other conditions. Depression, stress, thyroid problems, and other medical issues can all cause similar symptoms. So if you notice these signs in yourself or someone you love, don't jump to conclusions, but do take them seriously. Make an appointment with a doctor, preferably a neurologist who specializes in cognitive disorders. Getting an accurate diagnosis can be a long and frustrating process. Frontotemporal dementia is less common than Alzheimer's, and many doctors are less familiar with it. It often takes multiple appointments and tests to get a definitive diagnosis. But getting that diagnosis is important. While there's currently no cure for frontotemporal dementia, there are treatments that can help manage symptoms, and knowing what you're dealing with can help you plan for the future and get appropriate support. It's also important to take care of yourself if you're caring for someone with frontotemporal dementia. The stress of caregiving can take a serious toll on your own health. Make sure to take breaks, ask for help when you need it, and maintain your own social connections and activities. One of the hardest things about frontotemporal dementia is that it often strikes people in the prime of life. It's not uncommon for people to be diagnosed in their 50s or even 40s. This can mean having to step down from a career at its peak or having young children to care for while dealing with the disease. Another challenge of frontotemporal dementia is that it's less well known than other types of dementia. This can make it harder to get support and understanding from others. People might not understand why someone with frontotemporal dementia is acting the way they are, especially if their memory seems fine. This lack of awareness also means there's less research funding for frontotemporal dementia than for more common types of dementia like Alzheimer's. But research is happening. Scientists are working to understand the causes of the disease and develop potential treatments. For now, though, the most important thing is awareness. Knowing the early signs of frontotemporal dementia can help you catch it early. Early diagnosis, while it can't stop the disease, can help you and your family prepare and make the most of the time you have. Part 3. The importance of mental health care for individuals with frontotemporal dementia. Caring for someone with frontotemporal dementia, FTD, can be an emotionally and physically challenging journey, not only for the individual experiencing the condition but also for their caregivers. While much focus is placed on managing the physical symptoms and ensuring safety, the importance of mental health care often goes overlooked. Recognizing and addressing mental health needs can significantly enhance the quality of life for both the patient and their family. Understanding mental health in the context of FTD. Frontotemporal dementia affects more than just memory. It alters personality, behavior, and communication abilities. Individuals may experience anxiety, depression, and feelings of isolation as they struggle with their declining abilities. Likewise, caregivers often face their own emotional battles, including stress, burnout, and grief as they witness their loved ones change. This shared experience underscores the critical need for comprehensive mental health support. Creating a supportive environment. To foster better mental health, it's essential to create a supportive environment for both the individual with FTD and their caregivers. This can involve establishing a routine that includes engaging activities that bring joy and fulfillment. Whether it's art therapy, music sessions, or simple walks in nature, these activities can provide moments of connection and happiness amidst the challenges of dementia. Involving family and friends in this journey can also be beneficial. Encourage loved ones to spend time with the person diagnosed with FTD, participating in meaningful activities that can stimulate cognitive function and promote social interaction. This not only enhances the patient's mood but also alleviates feelings of isolation and loneliness for both parties. Professional support, a vital resource. Seeking professional support is crucial. Mental health professionals, such as psychologists and counselors, can provide valuable coping strategies for both the person with FTD and their caregivers. Therapy can help patients articulate their feelings, process their diagnosis, and find ways to cope with the changes they are experiencing. For caregivers, therapy can offer a safe space to express their emotions, learn stress management techniques, and develop resilience. Support groups can also play a significant role in mental health care. Connecting with others who are facing similar challenges can foster a sense of community and understanding. Caregivers can share experiences, exchange tips, and simply provide each other with emotional support. These interactions can help reduce feelings of isolation and remind caregivers that they are not alone in their struggles. Self-care for caregivers. It's essential for caregivers to prioritize their mental health as well. The stress of caregiving can take a toll on one's physical and emotional well-being. Regular breaks, engaging in hobbies, and maintaining social connections are vital. Encourage caregivers to take time for themselves, whether through exercise, meditation, or simply enjoying a quiet moment with a good book. Establishing boundaries is equally important. Caregivers should not hesitate to ask for help when needed, whether from family, friends, or professional services. Delegating responsibilities can alleviate some of the burdens and allow caregivers to focus on their own health and well-being. In summary, mental health care is a fundamental aspect of managing frontotemporal dementia for both the individual diagnosed and their caregivers. By creating supportive environments, seeking professional help, participating in support groups, and prioritizing self-care, families can navigate the challenges of VEVT more effectively. The emotional journey may be complex, but with the right strategies and support systems in place, individuals can find moments of joy and connection even amidst the difficulties. Prioritizing mental health is not just beneficial, it's essential for ensuring a better quality of life for everyone affected by this challenging condition. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like it and share it with your friends and family. You never know who might be struggling with similar challenges, and your support could make a real difference in their lives. Have you noticed any of these early signs in yourself or a loved one? I'd love to hear your experiences, so drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. To stay updated with our latest health tips and insights, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're dedicated to bringing you valuable content every week that empowers you and those you care about. Your feedback is crucial. It helps us understand what you want more of. So please keep those likes and comments coming. Before you go, be sure to check out these 2 videos we've curated just for you. I believe you'll find them both informative and inspiring. Thanks again for joining us, and we can't wait to see you in the next video. Take care. Unts.